The Pokemon Black and White era is legendary for introducing Team Plasma and actually is one of my favorite generations in all of Pokemon. And in today's video, we're checking out 15 custom cards created by Captain Ice. And let me tell you guys, you are not ready for number 7. It is out of this world. But you know what we can start with? The new Pokemon tool card to really set the precedent of what this set is all about. And it's all about the new Team Plasma mechanic. Plasma Energy here says as long as this card is attached to a Team Plasma Pokemon, it provides every type of energy, but provides only one energy at that time. Now you're probably wondering, what the heck? What kind of Team Plasma Pokemon did Captain Ice create? And the answer to that is honestly quite a lot. They honestly remind me of Triumphant Light's Arceus Link with all those Pokemon like Crobat and Heatran. However, they don't revolve around one specific Pokemon like Arceus, and instead just revolve around having that Team Plasma ranking right next to the card. So again, as long as it's a Team Plasma Pokemon, it provides every type of energy, but only one type of energy. Now, this is where things get really spicy because our next card is Genesect EX. It has 150 HP. It is a Team Plasma Pokemon, and it has the move Magnetic Blast, which deals 80 for 2 grass and 1 color. So now you're wondering, that's 3 energy on a basic for only 80. This Pokemon sucks until you read its ability. It says Double Drive. This Pokemon may have up to 2 Pokemon tool cards attached to it. If it loses this ability, discard Pokemon tool cards until you only have 1 remaining. Now, the idea is simple, really. You go second, you attach an energy from your energy zone, and you're lucky enough to start with 2 plasma energies in your hand. You know what that does for you? That means you get to hit your opponent for 80 damage before they can even understand what the heck is even happening. And if you think that's crazy, oh, stick around till the end. There's even crazier card effects. However, you don't technically have to give it the plasma energy, but I thought that was a good precursor into this card before we talked about it. A few people on live chat, because that's where I reviewed the entire set. The link will be in the description down below if you also want to go over the entire set. But a lot of chat recommended 2 builds. You could either go for Sustain, giving it 2 Leaf Capes, bringing it all the way up to, what is that, 210 HP, or you can go for a defensive tactical build, being 1 Rocky Helmet and 1 Poison Barb. Now that's toxic. Here's the 2-star full art for Genesect EX, as well as the Rainbow Rare. Honestly, this thing looks amazing. I would love it if it actually existed. Next up is not a crazy card, but it is a high Gamba card. And if you guys know me, you know how much I love coin flipping. We have Victini here that only requires 1 fire energy. And if you flip 2 coins and none of them are tails, this attack will actually hit your opponent for 100 damage. So let's just say you're going second and you have a Will. Well, you can use Will. You're guaranteed that first head, so you're only ever really flipping 1 coin, and that's a 50% chance of just smacking your opponent turn 1 with 100 damage. And you could also possibly play this with Delcatty to bring the Will back again and again and again, and just keep trying your luck with Victini. Next up is Palafin, and now before I could show you the actual Palafin that deals a lot of damage, I have to go over this one, because Palafin right here is a stage 1 that has the move Flip Turn, deals 30 damage, and switches this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon, which is already a pretty decent attack. However, the ability Zero to Hero is where things get pretty creative. It says once during your turn, when this Pokemon switches into the active spot, put 1 random Palafin EX, yup, there's an EX, from your deck onto this card and heal all damage from it. That's pretty good. That's better than a Lily. That's better than everything. So let's check out this Palafin EX. Well, sitting at 170 HP that you guarantee fully heal, that's pretty strong. Give it a cape, you're at 190 as a stage 1, and it attacks for only 2 energy. It deals 70 plus damage, and the plus is for your opponents if they're any Team Plasma Pokemon, almost like a hero versus villain, which is very thematic with Palafin EX. If your opponent's active Pokemon is a Team Plasma, it'll deal 50 more damage. And the ability Hero Spirit says that you could only put this Pokemon into play with the effect of Palafin's Zero to Hero ability. So it's not like you could just play this, and there is a whole lot of trade-offs in like needing to play multiple cards and meeting conditions to even bring this Pokemon out. However, I do think it's very unique. A lot of people said it's very niche, but I do think it's unique, and it might have some sort of application in the future if it ever were to come to Pokemon Pokemon Pocket, because the way it works now is very interesting, and I would love for something like this. Here's the Palafin EX 2-star, and here's the Rainbow Rare. Honestly, so good. Next up is our first Mega Pokemon, being Mega Manectric EX, 190 HP, Stage 1, and honestly, you never have to play another Guzma in your deck if you play this card, because for 2 lightning energies, it has the move Mega Impact, which has 80 plus, and says before doing damage, discard all Pokemon tools from your opponent's active Pokemon. And honestly, it kind of sounds like a counter to Genesect EX. And if you discard any cards this way, this attack does 40 more damage. So off rip, you're getting rid of their tools and you're hitting them for 120, which is fantastic. Here's the 2-star for Mega Manectric EX, and here's the Rainbow Rare. What do you guys think? Next up is a baby Pokemon that I honestly think would break the game. A lot of you guys are not a fan of Chingling. However, we don't have a Wynaut, and if we did, and it had the move Mischief Tail, I think you guys would lose your minds. It says discard a random card from your opponent's hand. Yup, that's right. This card can mill your opponent as early as turn 1 going first. Imagine they have everything. They have the Exodia in their hand, getting ready to just have their turn, and your Wynaut gets rid of their most important card. Now, I could already see a ton of you guys just typing away, this card should never exist. However, I think it would be really funny if it actually did. Which brings us to the 7th card, and that's Deoxys EX. And I don't think you guys are ready for this, not just because of the effect, but because of the alternate versions. But let's talk about the card effect. It's a basic 140 Team Plasma Pokemon, 3 colorless energy. Put it in any deck, 60 plus. If this Pokemon has a Plasma Energy tool card attached, this attack does 60 more damage. So you can ramp this turn 1 with a baby, and then turn 2, bring it in, give it an energy, and even if you're going first, it doesn't matter. Attach the Plasma Energy tool, and you're gonna hit your opponent for 120 with a basic Pokemon, which is insane, right? Already fantastic card, but now let me show you guys why I think you weren't ready for this. Let's check out the 2-star full art. It's a beautiful 2-star, honestly kind of looks galactic, if you will. But that's not all. What if I told you you can actually check out what's inside the Immersive? Yeah, if you haven't liked the video yet, you're definitely going to want to after this. Let's check it out. I told you guys you weren't ready for that. Cupped and Ice really outdid themselves by making also an entirely immersive card. I wish that was real. That's something that I would not be mad at getting, I don't know, 13 copies of. Mega Charizard Y, anybody? But yeah. But great job with the Deoxys EX, but let's not stop there. Let's also throw in the Crown Rare version. Here's a Pokemon that I think would be a lot of people's favorites, being Mega Lucario EX, and honestly, I think it finally got justice. Sitting at 190 HP, 1 energy attack being Mega Rushdown, deals 120 minus. This attack does 20 less damage for each point both players have gotten, which is an amazing trade-off. Essentially what it's saying is Mega Lucario EX, good at the beginning, not so good late game, which I think is fantastic. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of Mega Lucario EX. I know it's a fan favorite, and I feel like this card has justice done to it. Here's the 2-star full art, as well as the Rainbow Rare. Next up is a Pokemon that I thought was really unique, and I wanted to include it in today's top 15, and it's Mabosstiff. It's 130 HP. However, the attack Comeuppance, I think that's how you pronounce it, deals 30 damage for 2 colorless energy, which means you could put it in any deck. And the reason I think you would include it is because of the unique effect. It's almost very control-y, if you will. It says during your opponent's next turn, if this Pokemon is damaged by an attack, do damage to the attacking Pokemon equal to the damage done to this Pokemon. So if they one-hit KO you, like imagine a Mega Charizard Y hitting your Mabosstiff, well, you actually just win the game. Like, there's nothing that can be done. They hit you for 250, they're taking 250 back. And if you give this guy a Rocky helmet, well, they're actually taking a little bit more. What is that? 270. Crazy work. I think this card would be fantastic if it ever came to Pokemon Pocket. Speaking of fantastic, I think this might actually be the best Dragon-type Pokemon I've ever seen, or never seen. Sorry, Dragonite and Dragonite EX. But Kyurem here has the HP 120. It says Team Plasma. Now, it is a Team Plasma Pokemon, so the Plasma Energy could work with this, which is why I think it's kind of crazy. For 3 energy, you could just literally run Water Energy, maybe Suicune Greninja with this guy, and this is another sniper that deals 90 damage. But on top of that, even if you aren't running Plasma Energy, which I don't know why you wouldn't, you could run Mantike and only Metal Energy, ramp this since it's a basic with Mantike, and get this online rather quickly. But now it's time to share with you guys what I think is possibly the second craziest card out of this entire custom set, and that's got to be Team Plasma Badge. Now you're probably wondering, well, why is this so good? Well, because of the next Pokemon that I'm going to share with you guys. This item, this tool says the Pokemon this card is attached to is a Team Plasma Pokemon. Now by itself, it's like, okay, that's a cool tool, but it's not by itself, you guys. Not when you have a Team Plasma Porygon Z that has the ability Plasma Transfer. That's what's so crazy about this. As often as you like during your turn, you may move an energy from one of your benched Team Plasma Pokemon to your active Team Plasma Pokemon. So now they don't actually even need the tag. You just give them that tool card, and now you could go ramp as crazy as you want, giving them as many energies as you want. It's literally a Vaporeon in every single deck, turning every single Pokemon into a free recipient, which we've never seen done, and it doesn't exist, but boy, do I wish it did. And that's not all. I'm going to throw in an extra teaser. This isn't part of the 15 cards I'm sharing today. This set also included a Metagross Team Plasma that says Plasma Field, your active Team Plasma Pokemon have no retreat cost. Think Jump Luff, but now for every single Pokemon, and a Pokemon that actually hits pretty decently. Which is why I think the Team Plasma Badge is such a unique card to add to this custom set. But honestly, if we could only get one card from this entire custom set, I really hope it's this next card. And that's got to be Canceling Cologne. Because this card says until the end of your turn, your opponent's active Pokemon has no abilities. Yeah. Oricorio, you ain't doing nothing. Imagine finally, after so many seasons, being able to smack the Oricorio with an EX and be like, ha, you can't wall me anymore. Some sort of item or effect or anything that lets me cancel my opponent's ability would be so incredibly healthy for the game. And that's why I strongly believe if we could only get one card from this entire set, I would love something like Canceling Cologne. You guys let me know in the comments what you think, but that's where I stand. And now we have 2 more cards. One of them I still think is possibly the craziest card you'll ever see. Or should I say never see, because Getsis here has the wackiest effect ever. You can't use this on your first turn. However, it says shuffle both active Pokemon and all attached cards into its owner's deck. And again, you can't use this on your first turn. So if your opponent bricks and you have at least one Pokemon on your bench, this would be the cheesiest way to win. Honestly, I would make an entire video, a montage of me just winning Getsis turn 2. It would be the trolliest thing ever. Honestly, I'm kind of glad this card doesn't exist. It would be super toxic whenever my opponents use it against me. Super fun if I get to use it though. And then finally, the final card that I want to share with you guys that I think is really cool is Colress, the supporter card that says your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned and confused. But there you guys have it. Super cool custom set. Thanks again to Cupped and Ice. And if you want to see the full set, you can check out this link up here. It'll take you straight to the live stream and you can check out the full review live, or you could just join the Discord. But with that, guys, let me know what you think of this video, the new format of this video. Don't forget to like, hype, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.